Every year, thousands of children embark on a journey seeking refuge, seeking safety, seeking a future. They are the unaccompanied, the separated, and the desperate. They carry little more than a memory of fear and an immense, fragile hope. But the world's most powerful criminal organizations no longer see refugees. They see unaccompanied assets. They see a supply chain with zero labor costs and infinite risk tolerance. They see the perfect disposable commodity. In a global shadow economy, which the Global Organized Crime Index 2025 now ranks as being dominated by financial crime, outstripping even drug trafficking, this new breed of darkness has found its ultimate product: innocence weaponized. They have perfected the art of converting a child's vulnerability into a billion-dollar revenue stream. This is not just trafficking of bodies, it is the calculated, methodical destruction of the soul using debt, technology, and pure, devastating fear. It is a global ring so sophisticated, so deeply embedded in the mechanics of migration that when authorities finally catch the child, they don't see a victim, they see a criminal. This is the story of the Black Widow's baggage, where the price of a child's freedom is the total forfeiture of their future. Shock opening, T-0, and the Ghost Tracker. The operation was codenamed Operation Silence. Its target was a stretch of desert road in the dead of night, known to be a high-traffic corridor for illicit movement. A surveillance team, exhausted and exposed, waited for the telltale heat signature of the approaching convoy. The vehicles were stopped and searched. What they found was not a horde of armed smugglers, but a convoy of 5 trucks packed with silent, terrified people. Amidst the general chaos, an investigator spotted a figure separated from the others. A girl, no older than 12, trembling not from the cold, but from an almost supernatural dread. She was carrying a worn, heavy backpack, not clothing, but meticulously packaged bricks of high-purity cocaine. A conservative estimate put the street value of the haul at $1.8 million. But the true shock came when the specialized cyber forensics unit processed the evidence. Deep inside the lining of the backpack, almost undetectable, was a low-frequency tracking device. But this wasn't just a GPS locator, it was a two-way signal tether. The device was linked to an encrypted satellite network, and within it, a script was running. A script that measured the child's heart rate, her proximity to the tracking vehicles, and crucially, an emergency sequence. The system wasn't designed to track the drugs, it was designed to monitor the asset's stress level. If the girl showed signs of panic or deviation, the network, run by remote handlers thousands of miles away, would automatically trigger an anonymous, untraceable alert to a rival gang's contact, essentially selling the asset for disposal. The child's life was literally disposable data in a criminal algorithm. The criminal network hadn't just used the girl as a mule. They had turned her into a walking, high-tech piece of human cargo, designed with a digital self-destruct mechanism, the debt formula, and the digital leash. Chapter 1: The Lie of the Journey. The exploitation begins not at the border, but long before. Recruiters, often posing as humanitarian agents or trusted family contacts, infiltrate displacement camps and war-torn communities. They prey on the most vulnerable, the unaccompanied or separated children who have no legal guardian to advocate for them. The initial transaction is always framed as a rescue. The recruiters offer safe passage, promising reunification with family or a new life. But the moment the child steps into the recruiter's car, they are instantly saddled with a debt. This initial fee for travel, food, and documentation is astronomically inflated, often reaching $20,000 to $50,000 per person. This debt is the chain. It is non-negotiable, non-repayable, and grows exponentially with late fees and interest. The child is told that their family's freedom is contingent on their labor. This psychological chokehold, known as debt bondage, is the first step in replacing their soul with a criminal mandate. Chapter 2: The Debt Bondage Formula. The traffickers operate on the chilling principle of zero cost, infinite risk. Children are highly disposable and therefore cheap. Due to their age, they are low-risk carriers, shielded from maximum sentences and too terrified to speak or report their abusers. The real risk is carried only by the child's mind and body. Physical violence is secondary to the constant psychological torture enforced through surveillance malware on low-cost burner phones. These phones are used for location pinging and behavioral assessment, not communication. The child is conditioned to believe that every meal increases their crushing, unpayable debt. This psychological engine of fear is more effective than any guard, forcing the mules onward by the existential terror of failing their families. The algorithmic prison. How digital overlords replaced guards. Traffickers have replaced brutal physical guards with the code of coercion. Their entire operation runs on a sophisticated digital infrastructure, a logistical app managed by remote handlers thousands of miles away. This digital leash ensures absolute control. Automated check-ins, geofencing and GPS tracking trigger automated messages. Move now if a child deviates from the planned route. AI stress profiling. Advanced systems monitor biometric data from wearable tech or backpack trackers. Abnormal stress spikes trigger an immediate pre-programmed emergency response, often involving disposal or abandonment of the asset. The digital disappearance. If a child is compromised, the handler initiates a digital purge, remotely wiping all communication logs. This leaves law enforcement with a terrified child, the victim, and zero evidence against the true kingpins, rendering the child an isolated digital ghost. This cold, algorithmic management makes the operation scalable, fast, and immune to traditional disruption, as the traffickers operate only in the dark corners of the internet, managing a complex logistics problem. The shadow economy's darkest corner. Chapter 4: The Unholy Trinity: Drugs, Debt, and Data. The dramatic surge in this form of trafficking is directly linked to two major global trends confirmed in recent intelligence reports: the rise of transnational organized crime, TOC, and the dominance of financial crime. In 2025, financial crime, including sophisticated cyber-enabled schemes and money laundering through virtual assets, became the global leader in criminal markets. The Black Widow's baggage operation leverages this. The physical risk is outsourced to the child, while the immense profit is digitized and laundered instantly. The economic blueprint is ruthless. Asset acquisition, $0. The child is acquired through debt, not cash purchase. Operational cost, $5 per day, minimal food, water, and low-cost burner technology. Revenue per run, $1.5 million to $2 million. Based on 5 kilograms of cocaine, chalk heroin at current street values. This system creates profit margins exponentially higher than traditional drug running, which requires paying armed guards and risking higher value arrests. The child is the perfect low-cost, high-yield delivery system. Furthermore, the data collected from these children, their travel patterns, safe houses, and reaction times, is itself a valuable commodity. It is sold to other criminal groups, mapping the routes and response times of border agencies, effectively allowing the crime to self-optimize and adapt faster than any government. Chapter 5: The Black Widow's Ledger. Investigators who have managed to pierce the encrypted layers of these networks describe a chilling hierarchy. The true masterminds are not the local cartel bosses, but highly educated individuals operating from global financial hubs. The Black Widows. Their ledger is digital and their oversight is purely logistical. They track the human cargo through metrics: asset compliance rate, ACR, the percentage of mules who complete their run without resistance, typically 98% due to fear. Debt recalibration factor, DRF, the automated increase in debt for any delay or issue. A typical 3-day delay increases debt by 25%. Loss tolerance, the network can absorb the loss of 1 in every 10 children without impacting overall profitability. The scale is horrifying. Intelligence suggests that in the last 2 years alone, over 3,000 unaccompanied minors are suspected to have been intercepted and forced into these specific criminal operations across a single major hemisphere route. This is not a side project for the cartels, it is a core business model based on perpetual human despair. The trafficking of human souls, the conversion of innocence into despair, has become the new billion-dollar market. Chapter 6: The Legal Paradox, Criminal or Victim. The most devastating weapon of the Black Widows is the legal system. When a child is apprehended, police, dealing with overwhelming drug crime, focus on the narcotics. The child, found with high-value contraband, is immediately detained and processed as a criminal, not a victim. 1. The non-punishment principle. Failure. International law dictates victims should not be prosecuted for forced crimes. Yet local laws and the pressure to secure convictions override this principle. 2. The digital silence. With the handler wiping the child's communication logs, the only evidence is the drugs and terrified silence. Proving coercion without digital evidence is near impossible. 3. The cycle of exploitation. Once a child acquires a record, chances for asylum, family reunification, or legal status are extinguished. Deemed a threat, blacklisted and deported, they are ripe for re-recruitment. The system is designed to consume its own. Black Widows designed an operation where evidence is destroyed, and the victim is penalized for the crime committed against them. The invisible prison. The capture of a child mule standing terrified with $1 million of drugs is the ultimate defeat, proving ruthless syndicates thrive beyond traditional law enforcement in a vacuum of human protection. The Black Widow's baggage is a new form of warfare, a low-tech human exploit powered by high-tech financial infrastructure. The network trades in precious life, not metal. The child is functionally erased, mind controlled by debt, movement by satellite, and soul by fear, a logistical unit awaiting an encrypted command. Until global legal frameworks prioritize the digital evidence of coercion over physical contraband, this invisible prison will grow. The Black Widows will continue deploying new generations of mules, leaving behind silenced children, the true ghosts of the global economy. This is a crime demanding the surrender of identity, not a ransom. The echo of loss. The war against global crime is no longer fought on the streets. It is fought in the cold, digital space between continents, and the victims are forced to fight on both sides. The silence of the children is the sound of our collective failure. If you want more deep-dive investigative stories exposing the hidden truths of global crime, hit subscribe and turn on notifications now.